After making over 8 figures in the online coaching space, what I've done is put together the FitPro CEO Scale Blueprint. And this is the exact strategies that I've used in my business to go from zero to doing over $2 million contracted this month with doing 1.4 to 1.5 cash. Now, if you're an online coach, you have to understand that a lot has changed over the last several months when it comes to building a business. And what I try to do for my clients is break it down in a very clear process, talking about the 6 key pillars. Everything from authentic attraction, building a brand, running ads, power play, retention, and focus. These are the only things that you guys need to be able to scale your business in 2026. So these are the 6 lessons that I've learned, and I'm going to break down each of these for you guys. So number 1 is obviously going to be what I call authentic attraction. So the problem with a lot of people right now is that a lot of people are wanting to be liked, okay? They want to be liked. And you guys have to understand that leadership is invasive, that if you really want to get clients or prospects to buy into you, you have to be more polarizing and have opinions. Everybody right now is trying to make viral content about wanting to be liked, wanting to be professional with these over-edited videos, and you end up just sounding like every other coach that's out there. So for me, I have very clear intention about my messaging, my standards, speaking truth, not necessarily worrying about people's opinions, but being very intentional with who my ideal client is. And what this does is it actually makes wrong people feel offended. You actually are going to push out people that aren't good fits for your program. And this is key. A lot of people think, well, I'm just going to work with everybody, and that's not the good idea. It's not a good idea. So your offer has to be built on standards, truth, proof, and pressure. So what do I mean by truth? Undeniable truth about what you believe about the industry. So for me, there's a lot of things that I think that I disagree with. I think it's very hard to scale organically. I think MRR doesn't work. I think most coaching programs are a scam. So I'm very opinionated about that. Proof is in my receipts. So if you guys go to my page, obviously there's so much undeniable social proof. It's insane. And then pressure, which is I'm going to challenge you on what you told me you wanted and hold you to that standard. So you don't necessarily need, better content. You need quality content that's going to attract people. They're going to watch your video and go, yeah, this is me to a T, all right? So for a lot of you guys, your pricing isn't necessarily the problem right now. The problem is your conviction in what you do and what you offer, all right? So most coaches don't need a fancy new funnel, a fancy new strategy. They actually just need to talk to their ideal client in a way that doesn't matter about the algorithm or anything else. So you guys have to be willing to expose the lie that your prospects believe, call out the cost of staying stuck, show the identity, prove it works, undeniable receipts, and really give them a clear roadmap of the direct next steps to working together, okay? Obviously, number 2 is building a brand. So for me, I am building a brand based off me. It's not like, hey, hire me because I mentor. It's I am who I am, and I'm the best at what we do. And when you go to my content, you're not going to see stuff that's like anybody else. So everything I do is based off authority, certainty, results, standards, dominance. Like I'm very unapologetic that I want to be the best in the industry. And as a result of that, we are the best in the industry. We have more social proof, more coaches that have hit $100,000 a month than anybody. It's not even a question right now. So with that too, you guys also have to have unique mechanisms. So one of the things that we're really big on is paid ads. But what we talk about is our $1 million client getting system. Because if I just said we did ads, most of you guys would be like, well, I've already tried ads, it didn't work. But I haven't tried the $1 million client getting system, which is a combination of ads, DMs, setters, sales. It's not just one thing. And that's why we call it the $1 million client getting system. So for you guys, something that you might be struggling with right now is you might sound like everybody else, which is why you need to mechanize what you do and how you do it. So for us, again, it's a $1 million client getting system. It's authentic attraction. These are all unique things that allow us to stand out and build a brand around versus just saying we're another coach. So for most of you guys, you don't need to position yourself as a business coach. You need to position yourself as uniquely different and have unique mechanisms that separate you from everybody else, okay? Number 3 is obviously ads. I obviously didn't grow to $2 million a month hoping or posting more. Yes, I post a lot, but also I just buy attention. So for me, I'm not necessarily worried about organic of like at the mercy of the algorithm. I'm not trying to pray for virality. I'm not getting inconsistent results. I have a predictable and reliable lead generation system. On average, we spend about $100,000 to $150,000 a month, and in return, our business does over $1 million cash. So it's a predictable lead flow. You guys are losing ideal clients because you're not being seen. They're not seeing your content. So for you, if you put $1 in and got $3 back or $5 back, why aren't you spending money? And this is so wild to me because to me it's so obvious, but a lot of you guys just still don't get it, okay? What this does is gives you a scalable and consistent system. And if you don't do this, guys, you're going to rely on viral videos, Costco videos, and all this other stuff, and you actually don't have anything that's predictable. So for me, the ad game or the machine is high volume, tons of different creative testing because I don't know what ad is going to resonate with my ideal client. Very clear offers about what we do, which is we have our road to 500K, and then we have elite. Clear call to action, which is book a call. We also have some disclaimers in there, which is like, listen, if you're going to be a hypocrite, not willing to invest, please don't reach out to us. Relentless tracking, so tracking your cost per DMs, cost per call, cost per show, cost to acquire a client. These are all things that you guys need to pay attention to. And then not necessarily being attached. The truth is that 80 to 90% of your ads will fail and they won't work. But you only need 1 or 2 ads to scale to $100,000 a month, okay? And for us, it was probably maybe 5 to 6 ads that got us to $1 million a month. And then from there, it's actually knowing how to track things and scale on demand. So the question that you should ask yourself is not, can I afford ads? It's, can I afford not to buy the market? Because otherwise, guys, you're going to be posting 10, 20 times a day, hoping that the algorithm gets your ideal client, and let's be real, it won't, okay? Next thing is obviously the power play. So for us, we're very specific about who our ideal client is, and more importantly, who our ideal client isn't. So for me, I'm trying to go after the coaches that are already doing 30K a month. Now, do we have another program for coaches under 30K a month? Yes, we do, but all my messaging and all my marketing is to the client that is already doing 30K a month. That is who my ideal client is and who I'm going after because I want to scale them to $100,000 a month. So for a lot of you guys, you're still too broad in your messaging that you essentially become irrelevant. So for you, what you need to do today is be very specific about who your niche is. So for example, we have several coaches that go after South Asians, several coaches that go after firefighters, police officers, women dealing with PCOS. They're very specific about who that ideal client is. And then how you connect with them is through the identity. So when you make content or when you make ads, they should watch your video and go, wow, this is me. I listen to this ad, I see the story, I see the content, and I'm shaking my head. This is me the entire time. Now, if you are not your ideal client, that's totally fine. You could use case studies and testimonials to let your clients speak upon your behalf of what you do and how you do it, all right? The problem with a lot of you guys is you're trying to work with everybody. And in doing so, you're going to attract people that are essentially victims. And that is why your business is struggling. So you have to kind of have a standard of what your coaching is and who is a good client. So when you do this, aka authentic attraction, your content feels easy because it's speaking from a place of truth. It also lands a lot better that you start getting people messaging you every single day that are like, wow, this is me. Your ads convert. Sales are 10 times easier because you're not convincing, right? On the call, all you're doing is pretty much having a conversation because they're already bought in on your content. Your results are better. And then what happens is referrals multiply. Part of the reason our business has done so well too is because we have a ton of referrals. We're really good at getting clients' results. So, which brings me into my next thing. My next topic, okay, lesson 5, retention plus resigns. This is where money actually lives. You cannot have a business that every single month you're chasing new clients. Leads to sales to money is a problem with a lot of you guys that you're thinking very linear. CEO math is better clients, better results, they longer stay. So on average, our retention is about 75% right now. And on top of that, 1 out of 3 clients refers us somebody. So what ends up happening is we have a significantly higher LTV, which doesn't lower our cost to acquire a client, but it increases the amount that client is worth. So let's say it costs me $3,000 or $4,000 to get a client. But if they sign up for a program and then they re-enroll and or they refer, on the front end, that return might have been like a 4 to 5x. but because they resign, because they refer, actually it's more like a 12 to 15x based off that 3K that it cost me to acquire a client, which allows me to also spend more money and scale my business. So the better your retention is, the better your margins are, the less money that you have to spend on ads, and the better your overall program is. So the problem with a lot of you guys is that you're not necessarily talking about resigns early enough. A lot of you wait till the end of a 3-month or 6-month program, and then there's this weird conversation of like, hey, do you want to resign? Versus like, you need to build an ecosystem and a community that is really bought into what you do and how you do it. So you're not just getting momentum, you're building a standard. So what happens is clients trust the process, clients see progress, and they understand what the roadmap is to get to the next level, and they don't want to leave because the community is so awesome. All right. Number 6, focus. There's a lot of things that I said no to in 2025 that I'm going to continue in 2026. It's not a new idea, a new niche, a new offer, a new funnel. This is a problem with a lot of you guys. You join a mentorship or group and then you're looking for a new hack. Okay, you have to be hyper fixated and focused on what you do and knowing your numbers to be able to grow. So for you guys, again, way too many of you are looking for the next thing. You're always like, I need a new niche, new offer, new marketing strategy. No, you don't. And the power of saying no is going to be the difference of you being able to scale to $100,000 to $200,000 a month or staying at 10 to 20. That's it. You guys have to be very clear in your messaging of who your ideal client is, or sorry, not who your ideal client is, but in what you're doing. So a lot of you guys see like VSLs and call funnels and all these new strategies, low ticket, whatever, and you're like, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a free school community, and then you lose focus. This will kill your business, all right? So I'm done negotiating with my future, okay? You need to be addicted to one thing. It's execution. I know a lot of you guys are like, I can multitask. No, you can't, okay? So to summarize this, again, this is a 6-step FitPro CEO scale blueprint. Doesn't matter if you're an online fitness coach or any coach. Authentic attraction, be undeniable. 2, branding, be the company. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Number 3 is obviously ads. You buy attention. 4 is 1 client, 1 to 2 offers. Number 5 is retention, increase that LTV, which allows you to scale. And 6 is being hyper-focused on what that is. Now, if you guys do these, like I said, these 6 things, you guys can scale your business to $100K, $200K, whatever. I mean, we have clients in our group that are doing $600,000 to $700,000 a month. So if you're an online coach who wants to scale your business to the next level and actually has at least $5,000 or $10,000 to invest, please don't waste our time. Click the link below and schedule a call with our team. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more.